Photosynthesis. My name is Dr. Alam Zeeb. I am a professor at the Department of Biochemistry, University of Malacca, and today we are going to discuss important topic in plant biochemistry or general biochemistry, which is photosynthesis. Um, Photosynthesis can be defined as the process whereby plants, algae, some bacteria uses energy of the sun to synthesize organic compounds, especially sugars, from inorganic compounds like carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis is one of the most important biological processes on Earth. It provides oxygen that we breathe and it consumes the carbon dioxide, food, energy, fiber, and materials are usually formed. Basics of photosynthesis, almost all plants are photosynthetic autotrophs. These are some bacteria and protists. You can see here the examples of these for autotrophs. Autotrophs generate their own organic matter through photosynthesis. Sunlight energy is transformed into energy stored in the form of chemical bonds. So, light energy harvested by the plants in other photosynthetic autotrophs are the sources for the conversion of carbon dioxide to sugar and oxygen, which is the man and using this plant. So sugars enter into the plant different parts. The basic reaction is that carbon dioxide combined with water in the presence of light energy, producing sugar and oxygen. So the general formula for photosynthesis is 6 carbon dioxide combined with 6 oxygen in the presence of light energy to form glucose and oxygen gas. Oxygen on Earth allowed for the evolution of aerobic respiration in higher life forms, while respiration is the inward, so it is extracting energy from the compound like sugar. So we consume this sugar and oxygen to form carbon dioxide and energy. First, we need to know some properties of light. Virtually all life depends on light. Light moves in a wave in energy unit called photons. Energy of photon inversely proportional to its wavelength. Um, Visible light is usually between UV and IR region, occur in a spectrum of color, and you can see these colors, and also you can see the different blue light and red light waves. So here the sun give us different ranges of light, and the visible range that you can see, and when you pass it through this prism is the major portion of the spectrum energy that reach the Earth's surface, and that is from violet to the red light. So visible light contains just the light, right amount of energy for biological reaction. So this must be remembered. Light is absorbed by the pigments. So what are those pigments? The primary pigment for photosynthesis is chlorophyll A. It absorbs blue, red light, not green. Remember, green light is reflected back. So that's why we see the plants as a green one. And you can see that absorption spectra of chlorophyll A, and you can see the absorbed light in this particular wavelength range. So the green light is reflected. Uh, Accessory pigments like chlorophyll B and carotenoid, especially beta-carotene, lycopene, they also absorb light at different wavelengths, extending the absorption range. So they are also important. They help to transfer some energy to chlorophyll A and also protect cell from harmful byproducts. So you can see these beta carotene are present in these carrots, while in tomato is rich in lycopene, which is also carotenoid and other color plants. Chlorophyll A is the primary photosynthetic pigment that derives photosynthesis. So this is accessory pigment which is required for this process. and this absorb different wavelengths, which extending the range of light useful for photosynthesis. Now, the important question is where does photosynthesis occur? Photosynthesis occur in this part of the plant. You can see here the shape of the plant section, and which you can see the upper epidermis, the lower epidermis, the xylem, phloem, and also the stroma, and also the other mesophilic part and the other important components of the plant. So here, this particular green area, green cells that you can see, these are chloroplasts present in the specific plant. Plant cell have chloroplast, and when you look at this particular chloroplast, it has a stroma, thialkite, membrane, the intermembrane space, the outer and inner membrane space. The thialkite membrane of the chloroplast is impregnated with photosynthetic pigment, that is chlorophyll and carotenoid. So you need to remember that thialkite is important for the pigment deposition. And here it is. Okay, so color applied is seen is what we do not see is not the one which is absorbed. And so chloroplast absorb light energy and convert it into a chemical energy. This is the basic concept. And but when the light passes, so the different colors wavelengths are absorbed, while only the green are transmitted. So this is reflected or pass are the one which we see normally. Okay, here is an overview. The light reaction converts solar energy into chemical energy, produce ATP and NADPH, and you can see this light when falls on the first part of the reaction. So it is called light reaction, in which the water molecule is producing oxygen, and we have ATP and NADP. These ATP and NADP is then consumed along with water, the carbon dioxide to form sugar. So the Kelvin cycle makes sugar from carbon dioxide. While the light reaction is important to consume ATP generated by the light reaction provide the energy for sugar synthesis. The NADP produced by the light reaction provide electron for the reduction of the particular compounds. Chloroplast. Chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis. This is what you need to know, and all these organelles are present in plant cells. The leaves have the most chloroplast is compared to the other part. In most plant, photosynthesis occur primarily in the leaves. So they contain chloroplast contains stroma, a fluid, grana, stakes of thialkites. Thialkite contain chlorophylls and other pigments. This is the location again, so you can see in much more clearly that where the carbon dioxide could move, and the mesophilic cells, and also the outer membrane. The green ones are the thialkites, and the white membranous part is the stroma that can be seen. So these are very important parts. Chloroplast contains several pigments. You need to remember not chlorophyll A, but chlorophyll B and carotenoid. So what are chlorophyll A and B? It is a derivative of porphyrin rings, which is a complex of magnesium, which is so the difference between chlorophyll A and B is that chlorophyll A has a methyl group, while chlorophyll B has a carbonyl group at this position. The rest of the molecule, the petole, tail, etc., are the same. So this is a 3D image of the chlorophyll. So only this methyl group will be different, and that methyl group is responsible for the different wavelength they absorb light. Here you can see the difference between the chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and the beta carotene. The yellow one is the beta carotene, while the light green one is the chlorophyll A, the chlorophyll B is the green one that you can see. While generally, if we could see the exhaustion spectrum photosynthesis would look like in this way, and this would absorb in different ranges. So how this occur? Chlorophyll A is first excited, so loss of energy due to heat cause photons of light to be less energetic, less energy translated into lower wavelength. Here you can see the light energy is passed. The light energy from the sun in the form of proton falls on the chlorophyll molecules, which is excited, and then it is when it is de-excited back, it release heat energy and also the fluorescence light. So you can see the different colors at the different concentration of the light. Now, what is cyclic photophosphorylation? It is a process of ATP generation associated with some photosynthetic bacteria. The reaction center for this molecule is around 700 nanometer. The photon fall on photosynthesis system 1 and electron are released to the primary electron acceptor, and then we can obtain the rest of the pathway. There are two types of these photosynthesis system cooperate in the light reaction. The first one is the light, it goes on, and then you can see here the ball in the form of electron goes to the photosynthesis second system, which is, so the first is water splitting photosynthesis system, and the second one is NADPH producing photosynthetic system. Okay, so here the non-cyclic photophosphorylation is the photosystem 2, which regain electron by splitting water molecule, leaving oxygen gas is a byproduct. So in this case, you can see the electron are when the light fall on the photosynthetic system 1, so and combined with water molecule, it produce primary electron acceptor, and the electron are passed through electron transport chain into photosystem 1. And in this process, ATP is generated. So photosystem 1 produces photon, and also primary electron acceptors are produced, which is again added to electron transport chain system, and then finally to the oxygen molecule. So plant produces oxygen gas by splitting water molecule. The oxygen liberated by the photosynthesis made up from the oxygen and water and hydrogen and proton. So you can see the droplet on the water. How light reaction generate ATP and NADPH. So here was the overall concept that water molecule, the oxygen and electrons are obtained from water molecules by the water splitting photosystem that generate primary electron acceptor, and then it enters into electron transport chain where ATPs are produced, and then this here the energies are matched. So the primary electron acceptor are NADP producing photosystem, where NADP primary electron acceptor obtain two electrons, and those electrons are they reduce the NADP to oxidize to NADPH. So this is the first pathway. In the light reaction, electron transport chain generate ATP, NADPH, and oxygen. So two connected photosystem collect photons of light and transfer the energy to chlorophyll electrons. The excited electron are passed from primary electron acceptor to electron transport chain. This energy ends up in NADPH formation. Now, how osmosis power ATP synthesis in the light of reaction? In the light reaction, so the electron transport chains are arranged with the photosystem in alkali membranes and pump proton through the membrane. That membrane, the flow of proton back to the membrane is harnessed by ATP synthesis to make ATP in stroma. This is proton generation produced in ADP. Production of ADP by chemiosmosis in photosynthesis. So you can see here thialkalite compartment, and all these reactions in the stroma and other parts. So you can see here the light pass in how the NADPH are produced, and here how this NADPH is responsible for production of protons and then pumping back through ATP synthase enzyme. Okay, a photosynthesis roadmap is the light pass on light reaction occur, and then a oxygen is produced. We obtain ATP and ATP and NADPH, and then the Kelvin cycles. These two things enter in the Kelvin cycle in the presence of carbon dioxide to form sugar. Sugar used for the cellular respiration, cellulose formation starts in adults. Finally, we need to review the whole process. And photosynthesis use light energy to make food molecules. This is very important. So the first light is absorbed by photosystem 1, electron transport changes, and photosystem 1. And this is the main process, and but the basic carbon dioxide when combined is in the Kelvin cycle to form sugar. So what we studied so far